What's going on, guys? It's your boy Iron Josh, and today we're covering a unit that is lawful evil. She was a jailer in one of the worst cities that you could possibly live in. You do not want to get put in jail with her because she will torment you. That's right, none other than Tia, the support unit, who's going to make your units go invisible. She sped up a lot of my dungeon times, and I'm feeling like a lot of you guys are going to want to build her after you see what I'm talking about. Let's go and check her out. And with red eyes like that, you can tell why she's lawful evil. She was a prison warden and literally used to whip people, choke them out. Just really a gnarly warden. You wouldn't want to be locked in her jail with her at all. She's very loyal to the Queen of Silk, and so, it's just one of those things where I'm not trying to go to jail in whatever town that is. And just keep in mind, guys, she will do damage to you if you meet her in person. So, as far as what the book says, we can come on up here, and you're going to be told to build her in Enlightenment with Enlightenment and Attack. She's going to be great in the Grand Gladiator Arena because of the invisibility. If you can get the 3 ears piece emblem hood on her, that'll be really, really good. Otherwise, the Blessing Hood is really good for the HP and Enlightenment. The Elven's Hunter's Bow is really good on her as well, and I'll show you why. And so she's going to do great for healing, invisibility, and debuff immunity. Now, here's this bow that we were talking about. It gives you nice attack. It's going to give you an opportunity to do derivative lightning damage. And, she's kind of a support unit in the sense of things. So this derivative of lightning damage is going to be nice, but it is the attack that we're looking for. Because she's not like a major focal point in your team, you can give her lower tier artifacts. So that really helps out a lot when you're first starting out in the game, when you're even later in the game and you're still kind of like building all your units and everything. That's why I kind of like a unit like this once in a while that just is ensemble cast, and you don't have to throw your best gear on them to get the maximum efficiency out of your team. So we're looking at mostly attack and enlightenment. Let's show you why. Her accuracy aura is going to give you 50 accuracy in dungeon battles. You're going to get passive skill. You're going to have invisibility to the hero for 5 seconds when taking damage higher than 10% of your max HP. In addition, allies under invisibility take 15% less damage. So that's really good, especially for the arena, right? Now here's the kicker. She's going to heal the ally with the lowest current HP and allies with invisibility by 200% the attack, 2,000 enlightenment. Each ally can only be healed once per cast, and so we're going to be looking to maximize your enlightenment, not so much on the attack, but attack is really good. So, this one here is where it gets big, guys. Very, very big. This is why I love Tia in my team. And I'm actually going to overwrite what I just said about the attack, because she's going to grant invisibility and debuff immunity to all ranged allies for 10 seconds. Every ranged ally in your team. And so then she's going to deal 850% necrotic damage attack, with 75% chance of inflicting healing prohibition on enemies for 10 seconds. Not only that, but in level 2, you're going to get even more damage out of her. So, pretty freaking good damage for a single target nuke. Now, with our equipment, we're going to use the bow, okay, the quiver. And, honestly, this is one of my favorite sets. I say this in a lot of my videos. But this one here, actually, no, it's not this one. But this one here is still really good. I really like this set either way. The Platinum Knight quality is going to give you 15% attack and 30 enlightenment. So that's going to be really good. And then when the wearer's ultimate skill is fully recharged, they gain 30% damage bonus for 10 seconds. So on top of that 850% nuke that you're going to be using, you're going to get an extra 30% damage buff on there. So definitely worth building with a 3 set. We're going to use attack in the armor, and try and get enlightenment in there. Crit rate is really, really critical. If you can get crit rate in there, I don't have a piece that I'm going to be showing you guys today. But to supplement, we're going to be using crit rate gloves. So I do like that. There is enlightenment in my gloves, and I rolled once into attack with these gloves. with our sword, with our weapon. We got 1 into crit rate, a triple roll into enlightenment. So, you know, I'm all about that for the video. And then we have our helmet, which has 1 roll into flat attack, 2 rolls into attack percentage, which is really good, and then a roll into enlightenment. I mean, I can't go wrong with this helmet. I just wish that this was crit rate instead of accuracy, but we can still use accuracy for the debuff that she puts on, right? So, let's take her into the arena, and also I'm going to show you guys what stage in the dungeon I take her into as well. As we get into the arena, I want you guys to be looking for this symbol right here with the little guy for invisibility and the shield for debuff immunity. Of Tia in the back line, Zarloth in the back line, and Megan in the back line. That's really clutch to have that invisibility on because AoE, there it is right there. Boom, invisibility coming in hot. We take a lot of damage, but Zarloth didn't die up front, and that extra 15% damage reduction with the invisibility really helped. Also, Tia might have died right there with the if she didn't have invisibility. So now she's going to go ahead and do damage. Did you see that damage come onto Horus? It was like 50% of his HP. So not only is she nuking, but she's giving you damage reduction that's going to help your units live in your arenas. She's great for the necrotic teams, necrosis teams, the dark teams, however you're calling it. But she's just wailing on a Horus. And if you guys know, especially from Season 1, a lot of people are using Horus. And so he's pretty tanky if he's built right. To do 50% of his HP on 1 shot from a support unit is really, really good. So let's go ahead and do this really quick. We're going to look at the stats. Tia did 24% of my damage. So that's pretty good, you know. 17% healing. So on top of Megan, who did 41% of healing, Zarloth only did 14%. So she out-healed Zarloth. And she kind of kept up with Ripicus. She, you know, Megan's a healer, so she's not going to keep up with Megan. But let's go into one more battle so you guys can see it again. That invisibility was really, really clutch to see, because otherwise she would have died, and Zarloth would have died up front. Zarloth lived for a split second, but he did die right after that. So we're getting big damage. Here it goes. Invincibility, boom. Did a quarter damage, quarter HP of Horus, which we know is a very strong tank. He's on damage reduction right now. And then she's going to be not healing so much, but it is a light heal. We'll keep that. And as we see this animation go, that's pretty cool. But she is putting the invisibility up and really helping people stay alive. Here we go. Boom. 27,000 on that crit, on that attack, not bad. 27,000 is actually decent damage. Let's be honest. So, you know, right there you could actually see she cleared the wave. I didn't plan that. She cleared the she cleared the arena right there with Megan. So she was one of the last ones to live, and she did really well. She did 16% of the damage, whereas Quasted did 21%. Zarloth did a whopping 42% of the damage. I mean, that's my boy Zarloth.
Of course, I'm here to save your butt.
He knows he's my boy. So, Tia's
yeah,
a really good support unit when you're bringing her into the arena. I strongly recommend building her and putting some scrolls into her if you're going to be building a necrotic team like I did. And now, I want to show you guys my secret dungeon team that I put her into. Let's go check that out. Really quick, as we do get into the dungeon, and I'm about to show you guys the team and how it runs for the Grave of Rot, I wanted to shout out Caldressar. As we are building a community for the game, you know, you can go over to the Facebook and join the Facebook group, but there's also small little shout outs that we can do to people that build their teams. And, you know, I know it's not really a conscious thing to put your team in the lineups here, but a lot of us new players do go and check these out. So this is where I got this team from Caldressar. If he's in your guild, if you know this guy, give him a shout out, let him know he's made the video and that I'm using his team. Really appreciate that. Thanks a lot, guys. Here we are in the Grave of Rot, and I put Tia in here. She's actually in the front line because of the extra invisibility that she gets. I've been running this team non-stop, and I'm so thankful that somebody put it into the lineups, the recommended lineups that they built it with, because I actually watched it and I was really struggling to get further and further into this dungeon until I saw this lineup. And so we have Tia and Hexandra in the front line, Megan's in the middle, and then you have Sigrid and your MC in the back line. So all four of them all five of them, excuse me, are ranged, but because she gets the extra invisibility, she can like deter or not take as much damage being in the front because of the extra invisibility. And as you guys can see, I don't even have food on, and this is cleaning up pretty nicely. She gets out. They are focusing mostly on beating up Hexandra. Hexandra is a little bit tankier of a unit. You can always put her on HP and defense and keep her up in the front when we're starting out. But I mean, guys, once I switched to this lineup for this dungeon, I've been getting my legendary stuff. I've been clearing it really nicely. We're not on stage 9 yet, but that's okay because all of my equipment still isn't there being in season 1, and I'm still learning how to kind of farm things up. So there she is, invisible again with the healing block. So she gets a heal block from the boss, but it doesn't really seem to matter. So as you guys can see, it runs really, really nicely, and it's pretty smooth. I haven't really lost much. It's running at like 95%. Can I get into the next stage yet? No, but that's okay. For me, where I'm at, and maybe where a lot of you guys at, you're just looking for a team to get you up into your legendary gear, and on top of being a versatile unit in the championship, the arena, she's really good in the dungeon here as well. So it is going to be a build in my book for you guys early on in the game. Maybe some of you guys that are later in the game had just like negated her and not really talked about her. And maybe you're not using her. Maybe you're all using your legendary characters and you're feeling just fine because you're going after the vortex scores. But to me, guys, when I see units like this that, and especially 850% damage modifier, that is insane. Like, that is a turbo. That is a big nuke. So I love the big damage. I love one-shotting units. Even though we're in a dungeon here, we're not going to one-shot anything. But as you saw earlier in the arena, we did have that one where she was the last one alive. And we also saw how she kept that Zarloth alive and even herself alive for just an extra little bit of opportunity to do more damage, and we did clutch the win in those battles too. So once again, you can see her right here putting on all the buffs. So everybody's got those nice buffs, the defense blocker, the immunity buff, and then there she goes. She actually died there, but you know, we're gonna clear this based on our damage dealers. Boom, MC's gonna hit pretty hard. Oh, maybe we don't clear. What a video. Okay, well guys, maybe we do, maybe we don't. It looks like Excider's gonna go down. I'm gonna fade to black here. Thanks guys for stopping by. Build your Tia. She's really, really good either way. And I will see you in the next video. Take care guys, and happy hunting.